Hey guys, you can't really see me, can you? You can see my music box mug and everything there. Let me move this up. Mm. There we go. Pretty much. That's good. What's up, everybody? I'm Colin. Happy to be going live with y'all. Let me share this. Let me share this with some folks. I'm going to play some songs for y'all, probably read another chapter of Dune, take some questions, answer said questions. There's really no point in taking questions if you don't answer them. Cool. So why don't I play an original song? This is a song I wrote many years ago. I'm drinking tea from my fine Music Box Theater here in Chicago mug. I am a member of the Music Box Theater, which means I get more popcorn or something. I don't know the exact details of it. I think I save $1 or $2 on tickets. I just want to support it because I like the Music Box Theater a whole heck of a lot. And when this whole coronavirus thing is over, and I don't think it's going to be over in any way anyone thinks, but I think within a month or so, we're just going to accept that we need to let a bunch of old people die. And that's probably a bad thing, but I don't know. I'm not going to be the one to fucking solve global capitalism. If you can, I'll donate to your fucking Kickstarter. But when we can safely go back to movie theaters again, we all should go to the Music Box Theater because it needs our support. Okay, this is a song I wrote 10 years ago, maybe over 10 years ago. I was reading a book by Studs Terkel called The War. I forget what it's called. It's like an oral history of World War II. And a story sort of struck me, and I wrote a song about it. It's called Dear Life. I'm leaving today to fight a war in a faraway place, and say I lived a good life. This train smells old, like piss and fear, packed in like nails, driven into the ground. And so I'll kiss you in the shade by the school, in front of everyone. Please, on to dear life. Thank you. I wrote that song myself. Sat alone in a room. The tea sure is good. Spill the tea, sis. Know what I'm saying? All right, what do we got here? I'm gonna play another song. It's a classic. This is a Lou Reed song. Satellites gone up to the sky. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of. Satellite's gone way up to Mars. will be filled with parking cars. I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of. I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with Harry, Mark, and John. Satellite's gone up to the sky. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of love, satellite of love, bum bum bum, satellite of love, bum bum bum, satellite of love, bum bum bum, satellite of love, satellite of. Thank you. I want to play a Titty Citty song, but there's not really a lot of them that are terribly conducive to this particular kind of setting, but I suppose I can do this one. Everyone you know's a robot. Everyone you know is steel. Your parents and your nana, much like you, they are not real. And the robots are poor. They add zero sums. They'll beg you for handouts. Buy your own bolts, you fucking bums. Everyone you know's a robot. Everyone you know is steel. The Pope and the President, much like you, they are not real. And the robots are lonely. They add zero sums. That's the wrong lyric. They crave just one smooch. But the humans have been dead for years. Everyone you know's a robot. Everyone you know is steel. The Pope and your first kiss, much like you, they are not real. I am the last man alive. Please, robots, don't kill me. I am the last man alive. Please, robots. Thank you so very, very much. Tea is good, sis. Tea is good. A wild pack of family dogs came running through my yard one day. My father got his gun, shot 'em up, they ran away okay. A wild pack of family dogs came running through the yard, and as my little sister played, the dogs took her away, and I guess she was eaten up okay. She was eaten up okay. My mother is crying bloodlust now. My mother is crying bloodlust now. My mother is crying bloodlust now. Father quit his job today. Well, I guess he was fired, but that's okay. I'm sitting out here by the mud lake, waiting for the pack to take me away. And right after I die, the dogs start going up towards the glowing sky. Start going up towards the glowing sky. Now they'll receive their rewards. They will receive their rewards. They will receive their rewards. And that's a true story told by a liar. It's a Modest Mouse song. Let's remember all the words to this one. When you were young, you were the king of carrot flowers, and how you built a tower tumbling to the trees in holy rattlesnakes that fell all around your feet. And how to drink until... I'm going to look up the lyrics to this because I forget it now. No one's watching anyway. It doesn't matter. We're in Superman pajamas. This is the problem with quarantine, man. Up to this point, I've been pretty good about like waking up, taking a shower, dressing in like normal human clothes and everything like that. And now it's like 4:15 and I'm still in pajamas, which is not good, man. You want to pretend as if the world is continuing rather. What do we got here? Cool. Anyway. All right. Back to the drawing board on this one. When you were young, you were the king of carrot flowers, and how you built a tower tumbling through the trees in holy rattlesnakes that fell all around your feet. And Mom would stick a fork right into Daddy's shoulder, and Dad would throw the garbage all across the floor as we would lay and learn what each other's bodies were for. And this is the room one afternoon I knew I could love you, and from above you how I sank into your soul, into that secret place where no one dares to go. speaking, and Dad would dream of all the different ways to die, each one a little more than he could dare to try. Cool. Well, this is a fun one. Come, police, arrest this man. He talks in maths. He buzzes like a fridge. He's like a detuned radio. Arrest this girl. Her Hitler hairdo is making me feel ill, and we have crashed the party. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. Come, police, I've given all I can, it's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. I lost myself. I lost myself. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. There we go. We're having fun. Ooh, I know a fun one to play. Fun lyrics, because I don't think I know them all. All right. Oh yeah. All right. All the small things truth cares and truth brings, I'll take. All the small things truth cares, truth brings, I'll take one lift. You're right, best trip. Always, I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home, carry me home. Late night, come home. Work sucks, I know. She left me roses by the stairs. Surprises let me know she cares. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Carry me home. Hold your head still, I'll be your thrill. The night will go on. All the small things truth cares, the truth brings. And I'll take one lift. You're right, best trip always. I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting, commiserating. All the small things truth care, truth brings. I'll take one lift. You're right, best trip always. I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting, commiserating. That's fun, wasn't it? That's fun. We're having fun. All right, let me pull this up. Stay safe out there, guys. A little piece of advice I want to give to everyone out there. You know, there's a lot of fear mongering going on around this whole COVID-19 thing. And it's absolutely serious. Not saying it's not serious at all. What I'm saying is you need to listen to scientists and smart people as opposed to the mainstream media and shit like that, because they will try to get you scared. Okay? It's how clicks work, man. It's no bigger conspiracy than that. It's just a system we've designed for instant interaction. And so, you know, hey, this is serious, but it's dealable. That's going to get less clicks than it's the fucking end of the world, you know? Although as I've said before, just considered being one of those people that's like, the media's lying, Trump's great. I don't know. It seems more fun, doesn't it? Seems like a happier fucking world to live in. I don't know. All right, let me try it. This song is an oldie but a goodie. I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope your hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you've got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Don't go around tonight, or it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. There's a bad moon on the rise. bad moon on the rise. Thank you. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Walk with me, Susie Lee, through the park and by the trees. We will rest upon the ground and look at all the bugs we found. Safely walk to school without a sound. Safely walk to school without a sound. Numbers, letters, learn to spell, nouns and books and show and tell. Playtime we will throw the ball, back to class, through the hall. Teacher marks our hide against the wall. Teacher marks our hide against the wall. We don't notice any time pass. We don't notice anything. We sit side by side in every class. Teacher thinks that I sound funny, but she likes the way you sing. Tonight I'll dream while I'm in bed. Silly thoughts go through my head about the clothes and alphabet. When I wake tomorrow I'll bet you and I will walk together again. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Having fun. You're dead, but the world keeps spinning. Take a spin through the world you lived. It's getting dark, a little too early. Are you missing the dearly bereft? Taking flight, well you could get here tomorrow. Taking flight, well you could get here tonight. I'm gonna fly on down for the last stop to this town. Well, I'm gonna fly on down and fly away. Well, alright. Why don't we take a ride away up high through the neighborhood, up over the billboards and the factories and smoke? What if I was not your only friend in this world? Would you take me where you're going if you're never coming back? Fly on down for the last stop to this town. I'm gonna fly away and on my way, right? Why don't we take a ride away up high through the neighborhoods, up over the billboards and the factories and smoke? I'm gonna fly on down for the last stop to this town. Well, I'm gonna fly on down and fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Thank you. One more song, then I'll read a little bit of Dune. Show me, show me, show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said.
Are you on Facebook? Leo wants to say hi.
Leo wants to say hi. I'm literally on live, YouTube Live right now.
Say hi to Leo.
Hi, Leo.
No, he's not Pipa.
Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do. Mama shark do 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 do. Mama shark.
Hi, Shark.
What's that? What did he say?
He said hi, Shark.
I'm talking to my girlfriend's nephew right now. He wanted to see me. Bye. I mean, if he wants to see me, just go onto Titty City's YouTube channel.
He's not going to go on anything.
Okay. I think that was rude, quite frankly. As I was saying, show me, show me, show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. Threw her arms around my neck. Show me how you do it. I promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you. Standing off that dizzy edge, kiss the lace and kiss her head. Dreamed of all the different ways I had to make her cry. Why are you so far away? She said, won't you ever know that I'm in love with you? That I'm in love with you. You, soft and lonely. You, lost and lonely. You, strange as angels, dancing in the deepest oceans, sifting in the waters. You're just like a dream. You're just like a dream. Daylight lifts me into shape. I must have been asleep for days. Move her lips to breathe her name. I opened up my eyes. Found myself alone, alone, alone above the raging sea. Oh, the only girl I loved drowned her deep inside of me. You, soft and lonely. You, lost and lonely. You, just like heaven. Kate Pachasik says, hi, Collin. Hi, Kate. How you doing? If you were watching live a couple seconds ago, you would have seen my girlfriend. She came in through the door and bothered me, and I hit her. Just kidding. Don't hit women. That's no good. Everything that keeps them together, everything that keeps them together is falling apart. Got this thing that I consider my only art of fucking people over. Third planet is sure they're being watched by an eye in the sky that can't be stopped and get to the promised land. Gonna shake that eye's hand. Your heart felt good. You was dripping pitch and maplewood, and your hands and knees felt cold and wet on the grass to me. Well, outside naked, shivering, looking blue in the cold sunlight that's reflected off the moon. And baby, come angels fly around you, reminding me we used to be three and not just two, and that's how the world began. And that's how the world began. underwater. Didn't know then, was it a son, was it a daughter? And the universe shaped exactly like the earth. If you go straight long enough, you'll end up where you were, and that's how. The universe is shaped exactly like the earth. If you go straight long enough, you'll end up where you were, and that's how. And your heart felt good. It was dripping pitch and made of wood. And your hands and knees felt cold and wet on the grass to me. Well, outside naked, shivering, looking blue in the cold sunlight that's reflected off the moon. And they become angels, fly around you, reminding me we used to be three and not just two, and that's how the world begins. And that's how the world lives. Everything that keeps them together is falling apart. Got a thing that I consider my only art of fucking people over. Thank you so much. This is a song that feels very relevant right now. I've got a cupboard with cans of food, filtered water and pictures of you. And I'm not coming out until this is all over. And I'm looking through the cracks where the light bends at the glass. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, pretending the echoes belong to someone. Someone I used to know. And we become silhouettes when our bodies finally go. I wanted to walk through the empty streets, feel something constant under my feet. But the news reports recommended that I stay indoors, because the air outside will make our cells divide at an alarming rate, until our insides simply cannot hold our insides in, and that's when we'll explode. And it won't be a pretty sight. And we become silhouettes when our bodies finally go. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Thank you. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. This video is just gonna like be an empty room for like 45 seconds, which is funny to me. I don't know. Alrighty, I'm back. Time to read a chapter out of Dune. We are on chapter 3. See how long this chapter is. Okay. This is not a whole lot of chapters. I mean, it's a relatively long book. It's like 800 or so. Well, with all the appendices, it's less than 800 pages if you get rid of all the appendices and shit like that. Anyway, chapter 3 of Dune. I'll put my headphones back on. I feel safe with them. As I was saying. Thus spoke Saint Alia of the Knife. The Reverend Mother must combine the seductive wiles of a courtesan with the untouchable majesty of a virgin goddess, holding these attributes in tension so long as the powers of her youth endure. For when youth and beauty have gone, she will find that the place between, once occupied by tension, has become a wellspring of cunning and resourcefulness. From Muad'Dib Family Commentaries by the Princess Irulan. I don't know. Well, Jessica, what have you to say for yourself? Asked the Reverend Mother. It was near sunset at Castle Caladan on the day of Paul's ordeal. The two women were alone in Jessica's morning room while Paul waited in the adjoining soundproof meditation chamber. Jessica stood facing the south windows. She saw and yet did not see the evening's banked colors across meadow and river. She heard and yet did not hear the Reverend Mother's question. There had been an ordeal once, so many years ago. A skinny girl with hair the color of bronze, her body tortured by the winds of puberty, that's a gross sentence, has entered the study of the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Moyham, Proctor Superior of the Beast Bene Gesserit School on Wallach 9. I just figured out a Roman numeral in my head, so congrats to me. Jessica looked down at her right hand, flexed the fingers, remembering the pain, the terror, the anger. Poor Paul, she whispered. I asked you a question, Jessica. The old woman's voice was snappish, demanding. What? Oh. Jessica tore her attention away from the past, faced the Reverend Mother, who sat with her back to the stone wall between the two west windows. What do you want me to say? What do I want you to say? What do I want you to say? The old voice carried a tone of cruel mimicry. So I have a son, Jessica flared, and she knew she was being goaded into this anger deliberately. You were told to bear only daughters to the Atreides. It meant so much to him, Jessica pleaded, and you in your pride thought you could produce the Kwisatz Haderach. Jessica lifted her chin. I sensed the possibility. You thought only of your Duke's desire for a son, the old woman snapped, and his desires don't figure in this. An Atreides daughter would have been wed to a Harkonnen heir and sealed the breach. You've hopelessly complicated matters. We may lose both bloodlines now. You're not infallible, Jessica said. She braved the steady stare from the old eyes. Presently, the woman muttered, What's done is done. I vowed never to regret my decision, Jessica said. How noble, the Reverend Mother sneered. No regrets. We shall see when you're a fugitive with a price on your head and every man's hand turned against you to seek your life and the life of your son. Jessica paled. Is there no alternative? Alternative? A Bene Gesserit should ask that. Bene Gesserit just sounds like a Jewish theater actor or something. Music Box Theater, repping it. I ask only what you see in the future with your superior abilities. I see in the future what I've seen in the past. You well know the pattern of our affairs, Jessica. The race knows its own mortality and fears stagnation of its heredity. It's in the bloodstream, the urge to mingle genetic strains without plan. The Imperium, the Chom Company, all of the great houses, they are but bits of flotsam in the path of the flood. Chom, Jessica muttered. I suppose it's already decided how they'll redivide the spoils of Arrakis. What is Chom but the weather vane of our times, the old woman said. The Emperor and his friends now command 59.65% of the Chom directorship's votes. Certainly they smell profits, and likely as others smell those same profits, his voting strength will increase. This is the pattern of history, girl. That's certainly what I need right now, Jessica said, a review of history. Don't be facetious, girl. You know as well as I do what forces surround us. We've a three-point civilization. The imperial household balanced against the federated great houses of the Landsraad, and between them the guild with its damnable monopoly on interstellar transport. In politics, the tripod is the most understandable, most unstable of all structures. It'd be bad enough without the complications of a feudal trade culture which turns its back on most science. Jessica stood bitterly. Chips in the path of the flood. And this chip's here, this is the Duke Leto. And this one's his son. And this one's, oh, shut up, little girl. You entered into this with full knowledge of the delicate edge you walked. I am Bean Gesserit. I exist only to serve, Jessica quoted. Truth, the old woman said. And all we can hope for now is to prevent this from erupting into general conflagration. Conflagration? To salvage what we can of the key bloodlines. Jessica closed her eyes, feeling tears press out beneath the lids. She fought down the inner trembling, the outer trembling, the uneven breathing, the ragged pulse, the sweating of the palms. Presently, she said, I'll pay for my own mistake, and your son will pay with you. I'll shield him as well as I'm able. Shield! The old woman snapped. You well know the weakness there. Shield your son too much, Jessica, and he'll not grow strong enough to fulfill any destiny. Jessica turned away, looked out the window at the gathering darkness. Is it really that terrible, this planet of Arrakis? Bad enough, but not all bad. The Missionera Protectorate has been in there and softened it up somewhat. The Reverend Mother heaved herself to her feet, straightened a fold in her gown. Call the boy in here. I must be leaving soon. Must you? The old woman's voice softened. Jessica, girl, I wish I could stand in your place and take your sufferings, but each of us must make her own path. I know. You're as dear to me as any of my own daughters, but I cannot let that interfere with duty. I understand the necessity. What you did, Jessica, and why you did it, we both know. But kindness forces me to tell you, there's little chance your lad will be the Bean Gesserit totality. You mustn't let yourself hope too much. Jessica shook tears from the corner of her eyes. It was an angry gesture. I got just a notification. Trump said something. I don't know. He probably farted and said he tried to fuck Michelle Pfeiffer in 1991. And then everyone goes, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Have you no decorum? Anyway. Jessica shook tears from the corner of her eyes. It was an angry gesture. You make me feel like a little girl again, reciting my first lesson. She forced the words out. Humans must never submit to animals. A dry sob shook her. In a low voice, she said, I've been so lonely. Should be one of the tests, the old woman said. Humans are almost always lonely. Now summon the boy. He's had a long, frightening day, but he's had time to think and remember, and I must ask the other questions about these dreams of his. Jessica nodded, went to the door of the meditation chamber, opened it. Paul, come in now, please. Paul emerged with a stubborn slowness. He stared at his mother as though she were a stranger. Wariness veiled his eyes when he glanced at the Reverend Mother, but this time he nodded to her. The nod one gives an equal. He heard his mother close the door behind him. Young man, the old woman said, let's return to the dream business. What do you want? Do you dream every night? Not dreams worth remembering. I can remember every dream, but some are worth remembering and some aren't. How do you know the difference? I just know it. The old woman glanced at Jessica, then back to Paul. What did you dream last night? Was it worth remembering? Yes. Paul closed his eyes. I dreamed a cavern and water, and a girl there, very skinny with big eyes. Her eyes are all blue, no whites in them. I talk to her and tell her about you, about seeing the Reverend Mother on Caladan. Paul opened his eyes. And the thing you tell this strange girl about seeing me, did it happen today? Paul thought about this then. Yes, I tell the girl you came and I puts a stamp of strangeness on me. Stamp of strangeness, the old woman breathed, and again she shot a glance at Jessica, returned her attention to Paul. Tell me truly now, Paul, do you often have dreams of things that happen afterwards exactly as you dreamed them? Yes, and I've dreamed about that girl before. Oh, you know her? I will know her. Tell me about her. Again, Paul closed his eyes. We're in a little place, in some rocks where it's sheltered. It's almost night, but it's hot, and I can see patches of sand out of an opening in the rocks. We're waiting for something. For me to go meet some people. And she's frightened, but trying to hide it from me, and I'm excited. And she says, tell me about the waters of your homeworld, Usul. Paul opened his eyes. Isn't that strange? My homeworld's Caladan. I've never even heard of a planet called Usul. Is there more to this dream? Jessica prompted. Yes, maybe she was calling me Usul, Paul said. I just thought of that. Again, he closed his eyes. She asked me to tell her about the waters, and I take her hand, and I say I'll tell her a poem. And I tell her the poem, but I have to explain some of the words like beach and surf and seaweed and seagull. What poem? The Reverend Mother asked. Paul opened his eyes. It's one of Gurney Halleck's tone poems for sad times. Behind Paul, Jessica began to recite. I remember salt smoke from a beach fire, and shadows under the pines, solid, clean, fixed. Seagulls perched at the tip of land, white upon green, and a wind comes through the pines to sway the shadows. The seagulls spread their wings, lift, and fill the sky with screeches, and I hear the wind blowing across the beach and the surf, and I see that our fire has scorched the seaweed. That's the one, Paul said. The woman stared at Paul then. Young man, as a proctor of the Bean Gesserit, I seek the Quetzal's Haderach, the man who truly can become one of us. Your mother sees this possibility in you, but she sees with the eyes of a mother. Possibility I see too, but no more. She fell silent, and Paul saw that she wanted him to speak. He waited her out. Presently she said, as you will then. You've depths in you, that I'll grant. May I go now? He asked. Don't you want to hear what the Reverend Mother can tell you about the Kwisatz Haderach? Jessica asked. She said those who tried for it died. But I can help you with a few hints at why they failed, the Reverend Mother said. She talks of hints, Paul thought. She doesn't really know anything. And he said, hint then. And be damned to me? She smiled wryly, a crisscross of wrinkles in the old face. Very well, that which submits rules. He felt astonishment. She was talking about such elementary things as tension within meaning. Did she think his mother had taught him nothing at all? That's a hint? He asked. We're not here to bandy words or quibble over their meaning, the old woman said. The willow submits to the wind and prospers until one day its many willows, a wall against the wind. That is the willow's purpose. Paul stared at her. She said purpose, and he felt the words buffet him, reinfecting him with terrible purpose. He experienced a sudden anger at her. Fatuous old witch with her mouthful of platitudes. You think I could be this Kwisatz Haderach? He said. You talked about me, but you haven't said one thing about what we can do to help my father. I've heard you talking to my mother. You talk as though my father were dead. Well, he isn't. If there were a thing to be done for him, we'd have done it, the old woman growled. We may be able to salvage you. Doubtful, but possible. But for your father, nothing. When you've learned to accept that as a fact, you've learned a real Bean Gesserit lesson. Paul saw how the woman shook his mother. He glared at the old woman. How could she say such a thing about his father? What made her so sure? His mind seethed with resentment. The Reverend Mother looked at Jessica. You've been training him in the way. I've seen the signs of it. I'd have done the same in your shoes, and devil take the rules. Jessica nodded. Now I caution you, said the old woman, to ignore the regular order of training. His own safety requires the voice. Now he already has a good start in it, but we both know how much more he needs. And that desperately. She stepped close to Paul, staring him down. Goodbye, young human. I hope you make it. But if you don't, well, we shall yet succeed. Once more she looked at Jessica. A flicker sign of understanding passed between them. Then the old woman swept from the room, her robes hissing, with not another backwards glance. The room and its occupants already were shut from her thoughts. But Jessica had caught one glimpse of the Reverend Mother's face as she turned away. There had been tears on the seamed cheeks. The tears were more unnerving than any word or sign that had passed between them this day. Cool stuff, man. Exciting. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I don't know. I'll do another one of these. But bye-bye.